That's how I warm up my live. I warm it up with screamo. I'm gonna let some people get in. We're gonna go on our drive. When I see people start rolling in, I'll start going into the meat of this discussion, um, because I think it's important, it's timely, and it needs to happen now in people's lifetime. Um, this is going to be on workforce development or development of yourself in your current work role. If you don't have a job, that's okay. We're going to go over some opportunities that I believe will be inspiring for you to go out and start that hunt again and get back into the workforce, despite what people are saying, despite the hype that always is going to be there. It will be there right now. If you're 18 and you're just starting to explore job opportunities, or a little younger, I think you can start a little younger in some states. To whether you're 25, you're just really kind of like trying to push in to take finding work seriously. Whether you're that college student, whether you're in your 30s, 40s, whatever. This is going to be to inspire you to get back out there, and begin to really make some things happen. I'm not talking about just finding a job. So yeah, I'm gonna let the live run just for a little minute. We'll wait for some people. Oh, we got one. We got one, and welcome, welcome. This is the daily live session from about 3 o'clock to about 4 o'clock my time, not your time. Talking about workforce development, people, and if this is most likely going to get reposted, so excuse the, I would say, brief pause or moments of pause. You can skip forward to the meat and potatoes as we're on this drive. I'm currently going to work, so this is just the time that I feel I can carve out. I'm not doing any, in my opinion, I'm just talking and observing my environment. So, um, you know, feel free to just listen to this. There's no visuals, so you can just listen, if you don't want to look at me. Um, but I still feel like that this is a timely subject for people to grasp hold of. And I'm gonna list some of my own personal examples while I'm while I'm also talking about this topic of workforce development and what you can do to enhance your current standing in the workforce and then in the job market. All right, so we'll wait for a little bit more people to join. Right now, it doesn't look like anybody. It doesn't really matter. This is gonna go up. This is gonna be posted online. I do these same talks on TikTok. So my TikTok, I'm gonna pretty much talk about what I talked about on TikTok, like pretty early in the morning, um, just today. So you can stay and listen. I feel like that helped a lot of people. I made a little bit of money from the live. People were like adding all this stuff. I'm not sure about TikTok. Is like very random. Like I do not at all ask for anything, but TikTok was literally, people on there were like just giving me all this hearts and all this stuff, and I'm like, thanks. I have never looked into any of that stuff, so pretty thankful for that. But I'm, regardless of anything, I'm still gonna continue to speak this stuff because I think that it's timely. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna pause if as far as me just talking. I don't feel like me jabbing off at the mouth the entire time is the most effective. So whenever I take moments of pause, it's okay. Don't see that as whatever loss of train of thought. It's for me to collect my thoughts, for you to also write questions. What's going on, Donald? Um, so let's get into it now. My name is Frank Lawn here. I am a current employee of a company. Some of you may know that company already. I'm not going to get into who I work for, all that great stuff. My main talking points are going to be about taking advantage of the opportunities within your company, and that is the programs that are sitting there in front of you every single day. Currently, I'm actually taking advantage of an enterprise software development program that is actually getting paid for completely by the company. It's an $11,000 program. I know that because I went onto the website and I saw, like, on my dashboard, the cost of the program. It's an $11,000 program. I take that to heart because that's not money that's coming out of my pocket, but this company is actually paying for it, and I'm treating it exactly as if it were coming out of my pocket. It's a big deal. I'm really appreciative of it. Also, the preparation that it's taken me personally to be able to get to this point. Here's the main thing. If you don't take away anything from this topic, is go to your job. I get it. People right now are in the workplace and they don't want to be there. They're complaining about so many different things, and some rightfully so. But I would say go into your job and start looking at the opportunities that they have within your workplace dashboards. Different companies have different ways that they have these things set up. Begin to look at the programs that they have in place, not just in the form of the financial stuff. We know that there's 401ks and there's this and that, there's stock programs, all that great stuff. But in the form of education, some of the largest companies in America, Fortune 500 companies, have been setting up these education roadmaps within their systems. So, and I'll name drop. I'll name drop one, the company, and then two, who they're using to go through with their educational programs. And so one, I would say some of your large companies like Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot, Verizon, Deloitte recently. That's a more corporate side type of thing, but they have these programs, and one of the universities or online portals that they use is Guild, Guild. They use them as kind of like the go-to. I had to go into Guild to sign up for my program that I'm a part of, and yes, there is a bit of a vetting. And I say this vetting process, meaning they're looking for people who want to be in these programs. If you show up and you're not prepared, you don't genuinely want to be there, it's going to be read through, and they're most likely going to say, thanks for your time. This may not be for you, and that's okay. It may not be for you right now. That's okay. Don't take that as, dang, I don't know what's wrong with me. Blah blah blah. There's a million excuses that you could cook up whenever you're denied an opportunity. But the biggest thing is, don't take it personal. Even if it is personal, don't take it personal. Keep trying. I remember in 2022 or so time frame, I was working for Home Depot, and I actually applied for a similar program that I'm actually accepted in right now. I applied for this program and I did not get in. And I was just like, yo, I want to be here. I genuinely enjoy software development, programming, coding, and figuring out and building just stuff. And I didn't get into that program. And yeah, I was like, it was a letdown. It was an upset because I've been giving my time to this company, working hard, and genuinely felt like it was something, given my track record, especially my track record as far as the things that I've done. I'm not saying that I have a track record just strictly in tech, but the things that I've done, and as far as while I've been alive, and whenever that happened, I'm just like, man, that sucks, Anyways, years later, I kept at it and continue to see that no, there's opportunities out here. And my biggest thing is look at your company, go. You may not want to go. Most people don't want to go to work. Most people don't want to even. They don't care about anything other than clocking in and clocking out, right? I get it. If you got a billion other things on your to-do list outside of that job, then looking at things that they have to offer is not may not be your top priority right now. But I would say if it is something that you have been playing with in your mind and you're like, you know what, I, I know that I could do better. I know that there's also these opportunities at my company that want me to do better. There's opportunities that offer that better because there's levels to it. Just think about this for a moment. Whenever you take advantage of an opportunity, let's say it's a certificate, let's say just very basic certificate program offered by big company X, you take advantage of that certificate program, no matter how long. If it's a year, great. You take advantage of it. You're going to be there anyway. You get through with that certificate program, and whatever benefits come after that, maybe there's some job placement opportunities there. I would suggest that you do begin the search way early in the process so that you, one, build connections along the way. You don't want to wait till the end. I've already started building connections for my program with people who are in at my company who are in the role that I want to be in. So start building those connections now, even without really the skill, all of the skills. Don't wait till you get all of the skills. Start talking to these people now so that you can get an idea of what they're really looking for. Typically, if your company already put if your company put a program out there for you to take advantage of, they're usually wanting you to stay with the company. Duh. If it's Walmart, for example, that's the company that I work for. Walmart wants to put out certain. They want you to gain certain skills. That's why they put things out there so that you can take advantage of them, so that people can take advantage of those things, so that they then pour back into the company, which is completely fine. But also on top of that, there's no obligation for you to stay with that company after you've completed the program, obviously. But how awesome would it be for you to move around in the company that you're already at, be an internal transfer, and be able to move around? I think that that's powerful. Um, you know, whenever you're, I guess, different companies are going to need different things. Like, so for example, Walmart needs supply chain management, supply and transportation logistics side workers within the management field. They need people who are in the what do you call it, who are good at business. I believe they have an applied technology degree program. The one that I'm in right now is enterprise software development, the software development program. So they need these skills, and they're going to hire from within as best as they can. They're going to hire from within, but they also need you to do your part, and that is to get out there, go and network as well. It's not going to be given to you. None of this is easy. Like, I got into the program, but guess what? It's still work that has to be done. I gotta take it seriously. I gotta learn, completely new skills. Some of it will be new. Some of it I've learned on my own. But yet and still, it's still gonna be something that is newer to me. I'm not, you can't go into these fields and think that, oh, I'm Mr. Know It All or Mrs. Know It All because I've done a few years of self study. No, not gonna happen. I don't think that that's the strongest. I don't think that what especially if it's in a technical realm, what is just one slice of the pie. There's people that will succeed. Let me see how I'm trying to say it. They will go above and beyond you because not because of the skill or the talent. Sometimes it's literally because of them wanting to be there, and they're trainable. They're trainable. They want to be there, yet they don't have all of the skill and the talent that you may say you possess or that you actually possess. It, you know, because people why? Because people want to work around people that they want to work around. Duh. If I'm on a team of, 8 people, and I got, Mr. or Mrs. Smarty Pants, they can know everything in the world, and it will be a small factor in some people's hiring process. And if they do decide to hire you, they're going to use you, and then they're going to be like, all right, bye. It may not be for long. So sorry guys, I feel like I'm yelling because it's raining so hard out here. It is freaking pouring. But yeah, so moment of pause. So what have we talked about? I'm gonna let you guys tell me in the comments. Hey, doing good? Yeah, I need some like fresh air. Good. Feels like super pressurized in the car. So I'm gonna keep on going for a little while longer. With workforce development, it's good to look at the skills that you currently are offered by your company, but it's also really good to look at, you are developing yourself. Even if you're taking advantage of a degree program, certificate program, whatever it is that your work has to offer, you are having to develop yourself, and you should want to. That's literally numero uno. It's going to be the number one differentiator all the time. It doesn't matter, if you go back to school and, oh, I want to get my master's degree, I want to get my doctorate degree. None of that stuff matters. It really doesn't. People look to it for security. I get it. I do get it, because you want to level up, and you want to go work for this company, and you want to make more money, and you want to maybe have some impact, and blah blah blah. But it none of that stuff. You gotta take that moment of pause, like I'm doing in this live, and realize that the the race that you're trying to race isn't. It's you have to be wise. You know, it requires wisdom, and here's why. If you do all of this stuff thinking that, like if I go and get a degree, get a certificate program, blah blah blah, and I do all this, and at the end of the day, I really didn't develop myself in the process. At the end of the day, I allow myself to be let down whenever opportunities um, showed themselves, but then, the door shut for whatever reason, and I allow myself to be let down. You know, that's not self development. Self development is whenever you can face certain situations, even while pursuing, your goals. You can face certain situations, whether it's letdown. I would say letdowns are the biggest ones, because they're gonna expose those areas where you thought you were strong at. The letdowns, or even it could be a letdown from an employer or whatever, but it can also just be you you aren't as skilled or as confident in an area as you thought you were, and that's where it can be a letdown, and you have to go back and reevaluate and take more, and it's like, oh well, I have to take more time, and I gotta, go, it's kind of like this continuous process, which it is. It's a continuous process for you to develop yourself. Don't look at any program that I'm talking about from your employer, any degree program, any certificate, and say, okay, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to dive headfirst, and then uh, yeah, something's going to be given to me. Because you're going to waste a lot of time. It's going to be a lot of time wasted. That's why I'm saying, don't just take advantage of these programs that these companies are offering, but you also have to begin to network early in the process. Begin to put put yourself out there in the sense of, talk to the people on LinkedIn that currently have that role. Like I sent a LinkedIn message today to someone who's at my company doing I found out some information about this person even outside of LinkedIn to understand, what I guess their history and things like that, education wise. And I'm like good to go. Like somebody that I feel like I could relate to, and talk to. And I think that's important. You don't want to, and I could be wrong. I could absolutely be wrong. This person could be a complete jerk or not even reach out to me. It's one person. That's one person out of how many people you need to reach out to. So, um, you have to shoot your shot in that way. But I would say start early, after you get into a program, and it doesn't always have to be. I talk a lot about workforce development because with the thing you want to kind of stay away from is pouring a lot of money into things that somebody else could be paying for. And I get it. There is value in putting your money where your mouth is, but there's also value in in investing time. If you don't have the money, guess what you're going to have to do anyway? You're going to have to invest the time, and you're going to have to, like I keep on saying, go back to develop yourself. You're going to have to. It's going to take time, and in this case, it's like an accelerated process. If you think about it, you're you're somebody else is paying for your education, your work. All you need to do is invest your time. So you're getting that quality. You're not just getting some, like, self teaching and being a teacher of yourself when it comes to a certain subject is very time and we call it time intensive. It's very time intensive, and what can take the edge off for a bit is having more structure. For example, I like Free Code Camp. Free Code Camp is really structured, and then they do offer certificates and things like that. Um, and I can only imagine the amount of people that get started on these courses, and it's easy to just drop it. Like, well, I think I'm gonna go do something else, with my time. And you don't really take that investment of time seriously. Take 15 hours out of your week to put solely to a course that will absolutely make you better. A lot of the courses that I see on, even with, I don't know about their software development course, the full stack software development course on, free, what is it called, Free Code Academy. Um, I don't know how long that one is, but I know I've seen a lot of their courses that are about 30 hours or so long. And if you think about it, that's if you take 15 hours out of the week to devote to just learning 30 hours of material, that's 2 weeks right there that you've learned the material. And maybe in the third week you go and get your certificate. You go, because sometimes you have to study and then pass a test to get the certificate. But you get your certificate, and go on about your business, and let everybody else take years upon years to finish these programs that are online for free for everybody. Um, so that's my spiel right now. I got a few moments before I go to work, and yeah, I think that I'm gonna enjoy it. I got some code. Usually, I like to do some, learn some coding stuff, or software development stuff before I go in, um, and that's what I'm gonna do. All right, everyone. I hope you like this video. I'm gonna continue to put this content out there. Um, I want to do some more screen shares though, so that I can share my resources with you guys. Share some of the resources that I have. Also display, obviously, that you know what I'm saying. You know, put some visuals behind what I'm saying, because sometimes people hear it and they understand, but then when you visualize it, people are like, "Oh, okay, okay, this is what's going on." Okay, yeah. So um, definitely going to be doing that. So stand by. All right, everyone. Peace. I hope you enjoyed the live and enjoy it when it posts up on my page. All right. Peace.